Hey y'all. I just thought I'd stop in real quick. I'm in the garden and I just got done getting up almost all of the broccoli, harvesting the broccoli. That was kind of fun. First year I've got broccoli, so it was an adventure. But anyway, I wanted to sorry, off center here, but I wanted to let you guys know what's coming up on Sundays. We tried it last Sunday and it was a terrible fail. We couldn't get the sound up, so we're working on it. Hopefully it'll work this Sunday. Fingers crossed and lots of prayers. But we're gonna get together, a couple friends and myself, and we're gonna talk about what's going on today. I mean, there's so much craziness. We got riots. We've had this stupid pandemic. Shortages of food. And they say, oh, there's no shortages, but when I go in there, nothing's there. The kids aren't in school. There's a lot going on. So we thought we'd talk about it and let our views be known, and we'd love to hear from you and what your views are, and then maybe compare it to what God's views are on this. Believe it or not, he has a lot of views on what's going on today. But before I just say goodbye here, I got a little story, and actually I promised my granddaughter, yes, I promised, and I'm coming through. I want to read this little story. It's about a cracked pot. And excuse me because I am dyslexic and I read terrible, but I'm going to do my very best, and bear with me. A water bearer in India had two large pots, each hung on each end of a pole, which he carried across his neck. One of the pots had a crack in it, and while the other pot was perfect and always delivered a full portion of water at the end of a long walk from the stream to the master's house, the crack pot arrived only half full. For 2 years this went on daily, with the bear delivering only 1.5 pots full of water into his master's house. Of course, the perfect pot was proud of its accomplishments, perfect to the end for which it was made. But the poor cracked pot was ashamed of his own imperfections and miserable that it was unable to accomplish only half of what it had been made to do. After 2 years, it was perceived to be a bitter failure. It spoke to the water bearer one afternoon by the stream. "I am ashamed of myself, and I want to apologize to you." "Why?" asked the water bearer. "What are you ashamed of?" "I have been able for only these past few years to deliver half my load because of this crack on my side. It causes all the water to leak out on the way back from your master's house. Because of my flaws, you have to do all this work and you don't get the full value from your efforts." The water bearer felt sorry for the old cracked pot, and in his compassion he said, "As we return to the master's house, I want you to notice the beautiful flowers along the path." And indeed, as they went up the hill, the old cracked pot took notice of the sun warming the beautiful flowers along the side of the path, and it did cheer him up some. But at the end of the trail, it felt sad because it had leaked out half of its load, so again it apologized to the bearer for his failure. The bearer said to the pot, "Did you notice that there were flowers on only your side of the path, but not the other side where the other pot is? That's because I've always known of your flaws, and I took advantage of it. I planted flower seeds on your side of the path, and every day while we walk back and forth from the streams, you've watered them. For 2 years I have been able to pick these flowers to decorate my master's table. Without you being the way you are, he would have not had these beautiful flowers to grace his house. Each of us has our own unique flaws. We're all cracked pots. But if we allow it, the Lord will use our flaws to grace the Father's table. In God's great economy, nothing goes to waste. So as we seek ways to minister together, and God calls you to task. I'm sorry, but the words are they're kind of going down on a different side. Calls you to task as he appointed you. Don't be afraid and allow him to take advantage of your cracks. So anyway, I thought that was cute. Little pot. Thought he was not good because he had holes and he was leaking out. He had no idea he was watering the beautiful flowers, which they were able to put on the master's table. God can use us that way too. I thought that was kind of cool. Anyway, if you guys would, keep an eye out for us on Sunday. It'll probably be Sunday night before we're able to get it up. So Sunday, Monday, and let me know your opinion. As always, I love you all, and I'm praying for everyone out there. Lord be with you. Bye, guys.